A Dota 2 event sees a surprising winner, a Counter-Strike team backs out of an event, and the biggest League of Legends event of the year gets underway. I'm John Reisinger. With me, as always, are Meg Turney and the Daily Dot's Jared Wynne. Hello.
It's us.
It's us.
Here's what you need to know.
We'll be talking at length about Riot's World Championship event later, but first, the richest ever Hearthstone tournament is set to be held next month, and fans of the game are buzzing about more than just the almost $200,000 on the table.
That's because the organization hosting the event, World Cyber Arena, didn't seed the players before dividing them into groups. This means that one group alone contains arguably 3 of the best Hearthstone players in the world. Andrew Time Beazener, Dima, I said his name twice. Dima Ardu Radu, if you know him like I do, and Jason Amaz Chan. Jared, why did I call him Dima Ardu?
Because you're a close personal friend, and we should keep that, you know, let it lie. Let's be professionals here.
I'm sorry. Let's get back on who. All right, so why did this happen?
Well, they don't know what they're doing, is what it really comes down to. If you knew what you're doing, yeah, you would not seed, well, they didn't seed them all. You would not put the best players in the world in the same group. You've got a field of like 36 players here, so why do you put the 3, maybe 4 best players in the field in the same group? Not only is it bad for the players, it's bad for the fans. They want to see the best players play as much as possible, not just see them all knock each other out in the first round. Yeah,
because that would be a bummer.
It would be a bummer. We don't want bummers.
Expert analysis by John Reisinger.
Don't be a bummer.
Hey, that's rule number 1 of putting on an event. Don't be a bummer.
Yeah, bummer event, man.
So we were also talking earlier about the matches that they were using. They were using best of 2, which any child knows you need an odd number to not get draws.
Right.
But
Yes.
Math.
Shots fired.
I won't compare the organizers of the event to children.
I'd like to be invited at some point, please.
Yeah, I mean, please send me a ticket to.
Jared's like, yeah, I actually would. So can we not like piss them off?
Yes. Yeah. So there'd be draws. Draws are bad. Don't have draws. That's bad. Don't have draws.
So do you think they'll change anything before the tournament
They will
starts?
probably change it because there's been a lot of backlash. People don't like the changes, or they don't like the original rules, not the changes. So yeah, they will probably make changes. Changes will be great. Change everything. Yes.
Changes. You knew that song. Look at you.
The fall Dota 2 season is kicking into gear as players shake off their post-international malaise. The I-League final will be played this weekend, and with close to $300,000 at stake, that's a lot of money.
Wow.
ESL will be hosting a big tournament in New York City only 2 weeks later.
Last week, Moscow played host of the Game Show League. Surprisingly, Ukraine-based team MVMI beat out some of Europe's best to take home the title. And they didn't just win a first-place prize. After the tournament, European esports organization Virtus Pro swept in and picked up the team, the whole team. They were like, come with me.
Swept in.
Jared, was this like a hostile takeover, or were they like, come on in, babies?
Yes, they're like, they're hostile.
Come with me.
Hostile, giving them money and support and stuff. It's like, no, you're gonna take this goddamn money if you like it or not.
So rough, such a hard decision.
In Russia, that's how it goes, you know.
Yeah, you gotta watch
You
out.
get the money, and you better fucking take it. So yeah, it's a good decision. I think it's fun for them. The travel budget, it's gonna be a little tight because they have 2 teams now in British Pro, two 2 teams. So who gets to go where? Do you flip a coin? Do you play rock paper scissors?
Russian roulette.
Do you play Russian roulette? If
That's
you're
a stereotype, John.
Yeah.
It's painful to other people.
Wow.
Rude.
All the Russian viewers just tuned out.
We have Russian viewers.
All of them. They all just did.
I want to meet our Russian viewers.
So yeah, it's a fun pickup, I guess, and it's kind of weird though in-house because the new Virtus Pro team just beat the old Virtus Pro team in this tournament before they got picked up. So maybe there's going to be some discord there. You know,
Ooh, juicy.
Make some ad revenue by just live streaming, living in the house.
Is it esports Big Brother?
Russian reality Dota 2 show TV.
Boom!
Boom!
You heard it here first.
All right, we're waiting for MTV to call us about that one. The best team in Counter-Strike will be pulling out of an event. Swedish side Ninjas in Pajamas announced recently that they would be withdrawing from the European division of ESEA's Invite League. The 4 best teams from that league qualify for the global final in Dallas, Texas, where they compete with the 4 top finishers in the North American division. But no Ninjas in PJs this year.
It's just the best name. Can we talk about it for just a hair?
Let's talk about Ninjas in
Unicorns
Pajamas for a
of
little while.
Love and Ninjas in Pajamas.
They should just combine and be Ninja Unicorns in Pajamas of Love.
Of love. Oh, somebody please draw that. Okay. It also means that they won't have a chance at the league's prize pool, and it's kind of a surprise because Ninjas in Pajamas had already played 6 games in the league, and last season managed to qualify for the final in Dallas, even if they were eliminated pretty quickly. So, Jared, why did they decide to withdraw?
The stated reason from the coach is that they are just too busy. And that's true. They are pretty busy. They have a bunch of events going on at once. Multiple leagues are participating in.
That's the official statement.
That's the official word. And DreamHack Winter, which is traditionally one of the biggest events of the year in Counter-Strike, it is 1 week removed from the final of the ESEA event that we just talked about. So there are some schedule conflicts.
That's a valid official statement. What's the real statement?
Yeah, what's the real? Give us the real.
You know, they got off to a bad start in the league. They were 2-4, which to their standards is pretty bad. So maybe they're thinking it's not worth the time. I think it's kind of silly, though, because they're going to put in a lot more practice hours than they would put in hours to play this league anyway. So why not get some really good practice by actually playing official matches? I guess they don't want to travel to the States 1 week before or after a big event in Europe. But then again, the big North American teams and teams from Asia or anywhere else have to travel to Europe all the time for the big events, and no one complains about their jet lag and their hours they have to spend sleeping oddly. So, you know, they're just being kind of entitled.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lots of shots fired today.
Lots of. Now, before we break down the World Championship in League of Legends, some big news from Riot. Coaches are now officially recognized part of teams. We did it!
It's us, guys.
We did it!
We did it.
Everyone. All right.
Drop the banner.
Jared, why are they officially recognizing coaches?
Well, a number of reasons, but the big effect in North America and in Europe is that coaches now have a better chance to make a living from coaching, which is a good thing for North American teams, for European teams, because they can get more support from their coaches, which is something a lot of Asian teams already have gotten. So maybe it closes the gap a little bit if a gap exists between, which it does, between the best Korean teams and the best teams from elsewhere in the world.
So it actually, it's equalizing the playing field a little bit more.
Yeah, to some extent it is. Hopefully it will do that.
Small step, but something.
Well, so do you think that I know that SK Gaming lost their coach because of the ban. Do you think that was this in conjunction, or did they force themselves to recognize coaches by making that ban?
Well, Meg, I'm no detective, but it would be a pretty strange coincidence.
Yes.
If it just happened to happen.
Cue the Sherlock music.
Yeah.
The World Championship got underway this weekend. 2 of the 4 groups that make up the tournament's opening stage were played live in Taiwan, and while there weren't any big surprises, we did see some interesting results along the way. In Group A, Samsung Galaxy White of Korea and Edward Gaming of China emerged to secure spots in the playoffs, beating out Turkey's Dark Passage. I can't not laugh when I say that. And local favorites AHQ Esports Club. Jared, why is the name Dark Passage so funny?
Because a bubble hoop was not as funny.
Also, somewhere along the lines, we lost the part of the script where I asked my jerk in it question.
And yet you're bringing it back still.
Yeah, you asked if players jerk it before matches.
I do. I want to know if there. You know what? I'm co-opting the show to ask my question. Is there a ban, because they have to use their hands and wrists, and the response time is very important? Is there like some sort of unknown rule about you can't jerk it before match?
Well, they probably don't jerk it like this.
You don't know what I do.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a team activity, you know? So it's like
No. Amazing. Nailed it. I just was curious. I feel like people who don't know esports would be curious about that.
Yeah, I guess it depends how it affects your energy levels, right? It's an individual thing, you know.
It is.
How does jerking it affect you personally? Not
Clarity
you
of mind.
necessarily, but you know.
What just fell?
My phone.
Eyes up here. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Focus. Be professional.
Focus.
We're talking about
You
jerking it.
railed the entire show to talk about masturbating.
I think it's a really interesting question.
Right.
Thank you.
Maybe
Okay.
she put it on rails by going
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm making the show better.
Yeah.
This is all gonna get cut. Hey.
There's an amount of laughing in the booth from that one.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Then we saw Group B
We
play.
didn't talk about Group A.
You didn't even ask Jared his group A
I
question.
didn't know. You totally derailed us. I don't know where we
Jared,
are.
I'm
we
gonna
go
be
there.
the professional
Okay.
and ask
You're
you,
gonna be the professional.
What is the big takeaway from Group A?
Well, Samsung Galaxy White played very well. The Korean team, they played excellent League of Legends. Edward Gaming, the Chinese team here, who were also favored to move through, did not play quite as well. They almost got knocked out in a tiebreaker by AHQ Esports Club. That was a bad result for them. They should feel bad about themselves.
They should feel bad about
Yeah, they should. They probably do. They're probably crying right
They
now.
We're
probably
the
jerked it before the
disappointed
match.
father of sports.
Yeah.
You should feel bad for what you did.
You
You
should.
did bad and you should feel bad.
Can I go on to the next part now?
Yeah,
do.
I guess.
Then we saw Group B play out with Starhorn Royal Club of China and Team Solomid of North America advancing over Europe's SK Gaming and the second local favorite, Taipei Assassins. What stood out to you from the group, Jared?
Well, Team Solomid choked. That's what stood out to me here. They had a
Thank
chance.
you.
To
Good, continue.
Sorry, I like you.
They had a chance. They had a chance to win the group when they beat Starhorn Royal Club, but then they choked it all away because they lost to SK Gaming when SK had already been eliminated from the group. So, you know, bad stuff for TSM. They do move on from the group. They get to the playoffs, but they could have had a much more favorable first-round matchup in the playoffs had they not choked away the group at the end with some bad decision-making. But they did.
So SK Gaming is out completely now. Do you think it's because they had a team member down and their coach down?
It didn't help. They did play better once they got their full active roster back together. But at that point, you know, they had been eliminated by the time they started playing better. So maybe the pressure was off of them. They played better because of that. It's hard to say what they would have done with a different composition earlier on. It would have helped them to some extent, but would that extent have been enough to get them into the playoffs? I don't know.
Fair enough. These results mean that 2 playoff matches are already set. Samsung Galaxy White will meet Team Solo Mid, and Edward Gaming will face Starhorn Royal Club. But before the playoffs, 2 more groups will be played starting Thursday, and will feature such teams as Samsung Galaxy Blue, Alliance, and Cloud9. Yay! What? Can I cheer for the U.S. teams?
USA, USA.
What matches should we look forward to this weekend, Jared?
Well, we should look forward to the team from the USA playing.
Yeah.
The best team from Europe, most likely. So we'll have Cloud9 versus Alliance in Group D. That's a big matchup there. It could determine who moves on from that group and who gets eliminated. And also, I think a curious matchup is in Group C when OMG plays LMQ, because I like letters and because they're both Chinese teams from different parts of the world now. We have OMG from China and LMQ from China, now from North America.
And LOL from Sweden, and LMFAO from China.
BBQ.
LOL is actually the game we're playing.
Exactly.
OMG will play LMQ and LOL after getting through the LCS in NA.
That was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was good.
Yeah.
You should start your career as a rapper right now.
Thank you. My name is...
And that's the end of your career.
Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. We have to end the show now. That's how bad that was. Not really. I love you. Oh, okay, sorry.
Hey, professional.
Nope, not here. Not here.
Us on the leaderboard.
Make a dark passes joke.
And masturbation.
Thanks for joining us on the leaderboard. Don't forget to check us out on the Know It All every weekend on the Rooster Teeth channel, where we do all of the news from the week in one shot. I'm Turney.
I'm John Reisinger. GG.